When I was a little kid, when I was 11, my mother died. So I didn't know a lot about how to be a girl, I felt like, because I grew up with my dad and my younger brother at home. And so when it was time for me to go to high school, my dad signed me up to go to a Catholic all-girls school so that I could learn how to be a woman from the other girls, and like the female teachers. So I was going to this high school, Mercy High School in San Francisco, and we had little shirts and like little vests and like plaid skirts. And, I went to that school so that I could learn more about the world. And a lot of the other girls there were there because they were like the bad kids in like middle school. And so their parents were sending them there to straighten them out. And like, so for the first time in my life, I felt like I was learning like what it meant to like be out there and, but like since my mom had passed away, I was really focused on being a good kid so that I wouldn't put any extra pressure on my dad. And so even though I was going to this school and like learning about the world, I was still like really focused on like, okay, I'm like not going to swear, no swears, no smoking, no drinking. And I was a theater kid, so like the theater kids like loved to party and they would invite me all the time and I'd be like, no, I cannot, And so, I didn't actually want to expose myself to a lot, and I was trying to like hang on. Eventually I met like this group of girls and I really got along with them, and like I was like, oh cool, like they're gonna like teach me things, and like we really loved each other. We hung out all the time. After school we'd like roll up our skirts and go across the street to the mall and be mall rats, and I ate like so much Sbarros. And we had little nicknames for each other. It was really cute. And so one day, I am in a production of The Wiz. And it was a matinee show, which meant that I got to not be in class that day so that I could perform for elementary school and middle school children. And so I'm in the production, and then suddenly I'm called to the principal's office, which has never happened to me before. And I was scared shitless. But I'm like, I go over there and I'm like, what is going, I'm wearing my makeup and my whole outfit actually, because it was literally the middle of the show. And so I go to the principal's office and she's furious. She's like, Monica Choy, how could you? And I was like, what did I do? And they were like, we were giving a tour to a prospective student and their parents today. And we were walking them down the hall and we saw what you did. And I was like, what? Like, how could I get in trouble? I work so hard to not get in trouble. Like, that's my main thing that I'm working on. All right? And then I thought of it. I was like, oh, like, in our school we have the lockers in the hallway, so when it's someone's birthday, we decorate their locker for their birthday, So it had been my friend Mary's birthday, and I had brought some wrapping paper and like stickers, and I wrote, happy birthday, Mary, on it. And I was like, that? And they were like, yeah, but what did you write on it? And I thought about it, and I was like, I wrote happy birthday, Maricunt. And they said, you don't know what that word means? And I was like, it's just our nickname that we like call each other. Like, I'm Monacunt. And like, they were like, it's the worst word that you can call a woman. So I felt like I was losing my religion. And I was mortified. And they were just like furious. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe that I didn't know what that word meant. And she was like, there's no way that you don't know what it means. Like, why didn't your mother teach you? And I was so upset. I was just sweating and so hot. And I was so upset that I just screamed, "My mother is dead!" And the principal was like, "Okay, you can go." Thank you.